What's up, guys? Today we're going to be going through my entire movie slash show slash DVD slash Blu-ray collection. Like every piece of physical movie or show media that I own is going to be in this video. And honestly, I'm looking down at the pile and it's a lot. Like I didn't realize how much I had until I pulled it all out for this video because it's kind of divided between multiple different shelves. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get right into it. I have a mini stack right in front of me, which starting off is one I got for Black Friday last year, and it's the Hunger Games. It's all four of the Hunger Games movies, even though there's only 3 books, but they split the last one into 2 parts. I low-key, honestly, I bought this because we're going to do a podcast episode on the Hunger Games at some point, and this was like $10 for Black Friday, and it was cheaper to buy this for $10 than it was to like rent every single Hunger Games movie for like $5 a piece. So I got this, and am I ever going to watch it outside of the podcast? Probably not. I wouldn't be shocked if I didn't. The next one is my favorite Christmas movie of all time, The Polar Express. And that is a trend that you will see in this video, is the movies that I buy are movies that I really like. Like I have to really like a movie in order to get it on Blu-ray. And obviously I love The Polar Express. You've heard, like, if you've listened to any of our Christmas episodes, favorite Christmas movie of all time, I would argue it's the best Christmas movie objectively, and you know, people disagree with me on that, and I'll take flack for it. But you know, and to completely contrast what I said about having to like movies to get them on Blu-ray, we have Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I bought this Blu-ray so that I could watch it, because this was another one that I got for like $10 at Target, and I was like, you know, I've heard this movie's good, I want to watch it. Like, you know, Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie, like, seems like it'll be good. I did not like it at all. It's a Quentin Tarantino movie, and I did not like it at all. I don't know why I still have the Blu-ray. Probably because it was easier to keep than get rid of. So I don't know. I have a double set here, in which I have a lot of duplicates in this collection, and we'll get to that. So the first one is a triple set of the prequel trilogy. So it's Star Wars Episode 1, 2, and 3 all in one. I got this for, I think, $10 at a local like used media store. And I, like, of course, double checked all the Blu-rays and stuff, and they're still great. So I have all 3 on Blu-ray for $10, and then I also got for another $10 the entire original trilogy on Blu-ray, which is A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. Which, you know, people will argue, well, it's not, you know, the original versions aren't that good, and I'm like, okay, well, get over yourself. They can be on Blu-ray, and it'll be okay. So keeping up the Star Wars trend, though, we have, which, as big of a Star Wars fan as I am, I do have every major Star Wars movie on DVD. I have The Force Awakens in this tiny little, like, tiny, thin case, which it does have really cool art on the inside, but then, like, and even if you open it up further, it's got more, like, really cool art on the inside, but the DVDs are, like, slid in these little, like, pouches, or, like, envelopes almost. So it's this really weird case I have for The Force Awakens, because I bought it, like, right when it came out. And then we have The Last Jedi, which it's my favorite sequel trilogy movie. I mean, they're all kind of bad, but, you know, I think The Last Jedi is the best one, and it's my favorite. It's got this cool little, like, holographic case, which they also did for my least favorite sequel trilogy movie, The Rise of Skywalker. Why do I own this movie if I hate it so much? Because I'm a completionist, and it would bother me if I didn't have all of the Star Wars movies on DVD. So that's the only reason I own The Rise of Skywalker. Although I do want to rewatch it this year and see if it's as bad as I remember. Plot twist, it is still that bad. And to round out the Star Wars movies, I have Rogue One, which I got a while ago. As you can tell, because the envelope is a little not great. But Rogue One, honestly, probably the best movie Disney's put out under Star Wars, like movie-wise, not show-wise. We all know The Mandalorian and The Clone Wars is the best they've done show-wise. But I think movie-wise, Rogue One is definitely the best. And then, honestly, an underrated gem is Solo. I think this one, a lot of people overlook how good this movie is for what it is. I know literally no one asked for a Han Solo origin story, but come on. Solo is cool. Like, it's just a fun, cool movie to watch. And if you don't like Solo, then I think you might be a little lame. That's all I'm going to say. And then the last one in this stack is Everything Everywhere All at Once, which was heavily recommended by friend of the podcast, Genre Geeks. And I went out and I bought the DVD because I trust AJ's movie recommendations. And I was like, I'm probably going to like it. So I got it on Blu-ray. It was so amazing. Like, if you have not seen Everything Everywhere All at Once, you need to watch Everything Everywhere All at Once. It is such a good movie. And it does the multiverse right. I know everyone talks about like, oh, Marvel is doing the multiverse and blah, 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 blah. Everything Everywhere All at Once does the multiverse so much better than Marvel will ever do. All right, and kicking off the next stack, we have Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. I honestly have too many copies of this movie. I think the count is 3 now. I have 3 copies of Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's a good movie, don't get me wrong. I just wasn't very smart when I bought them, which is okay, I guess. But Raiders of the Lost Ark, classic. Honestly, underrated. Not underrated, it's a classic. And then I also have Temple of Doom on Blu-ray because we're also planning on watching these for the podcast at some point, and that's why I wanted to get them on DVD, because they're not currently available on any streaming service, which I'm sure they'll be on Disney Plus soon when the new one comes out. So maybe all my Indiana Jones Blu-ray buying will be in vain, but, who's to say? Another underrated, well, I can't call every movie underrated, but overhated. The original Transformers, like the first one, the first Michael Bay Transformers. This one was good, okay? This Transformers, the first one, was good. Everything after that was downhill and just not great. And, this isn't a perfect movie. This is like a 6 out of 10 movie. And then if you say all of them get worse from there, yeah, they kind of go down like 5 out of 10, 4 out of 10, 3 out of 10, 2 out of 10, 1 out of 10. Like, they all just kind of go downhill from there. This one, it's a classic, and it's just good. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say. And then I have the bad, well, not bad, but progressively worse Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, which I hadn't seen until last year, and I owned it on DVD for like 5 years before I actually watched it. Not great. It has a lot of cool fight scenes in it, but it's just not a great movie. Speaking of another movie that's not great, I have a sealed version, as you can see, like all the plastic on it, of the Super Mario Bros. Movie from 1993. I bought this new on Amazon this year. Or not this year, last year in 2022, but brand new, sealed, like not used, nothing, sealed. So it's going to stay this way because the movie's probably not worth watching anyway, but I'm glad I have it so I can say I have the Mario movie. I have the Mario movie before anyone else. So, and then I'm going to kind of blaze through these because they're all duplicates, but like we have Raiders of the Lost Ark on DVD, Temple of Doom on DVD, The Last Crusade on DVD, and Kingdom of the Crystal Skull on DVD, which this one looks a little different because this one, as you can see, if I can get the light to shine properly, was a Blockbuster rental. I got this Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. We bought it at Blockbuster, and I remember buying this at Blockbuster. I didn't have any of the other Indiana Jones movies. I'd seen them, but we didn't own them. And then we bought this one at Blockbuster. And I think it's very cool that I still have a Blockbuster case because, well, we all know what happened to Blockbuster. Amazon came in and destroyed everything. Or not Amazon, Netflix. Well, Amazon too, kind of. And then I also have a movie I've never seen but put in the DVD player multiple times, Blade Runner 2049. I've almost watched it multiple times, but then I realized I need to watch the first Blade Runner, and I was like, fine. If I must watch the first Blade Runner. So, yeah, I need to watch it. I need to watch the first one too, but I'll get to it eventually. And then the last thing in this bunch is not a movie. It's like I got this for Christmas from my mom. It's The Office, like the entirety of The Office, the complete series on DVD, which there's a lot of DVDs on here. You know, how many DVDs is on? 38 discs are all here. So Netflix, you see this? You can't take this away from me. You can take it off Netflix and it can go on Peacock, but you can't take The Office on DVD away from me. So, take that, Netflix. Ha, gotcha. Got it. Ah! I don't got it. Lots of movies. There's 2 stacks in front of me now. And I don't know where to start. I'll just start with this one. Jurassic World, the good one. I mean, we did a whole episode about Jurassic World or Jurassic Park. None of them are particularly good. This is the best out of the Jurassic World trilogy. And look, it has Chris Pratt in it, which I love Chris Pratt. What a great guy. And then, of course, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, because it was pretty sure this one was a Christmas gift. Maybe? I think? I don't remember. I don't think I would have bought this movie of my own volition. Like, I'm pretty sure someone gifted this to me. I did not like this movie enough to buy it for myself. And then we got another show, or technically 2 shows. It is Avatar: The Last Airbender, all on Blu-ray, and then The Legend of Korra, also all on Blu-ray. And I bought this like double box set of these 2 because Avatar is a 10 out of 10 show. Like The Last Airbender, phenomenal show. If you haven't watched it yet, it's on Netflix. Same with The Legend of Korra. Well, The Legend of Korra is not a 10 out of 10, but Avatar: The Last Airbender is just a phenomenal TV show. If you have not watched it yet, please watch it. It's on Netflix. It's so accessible. They did such a great job with that show. And I bought this Blu-ray collection before they put them on Netflix, like 2 months before they put them on Netflix. And then, like, as soon as I'd hit checkout, the announcement came, and I was like, are you kidding me? Well, I'm gonna go ahead and buy it because God knows when Amazon, or not Amazon, geez, Netflix is going to take it off their service, because Netflix does that. Now, okay, this is the last time this is gonna come up. Indiana Jones again. Now, this is Indiana Jones: The Complete Adventures, and it's Raiders of the Lost Ark, Temple of Doom, The Last Crusade, and Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, all in one, and then some bonus features too. But it's all in this one neat little like book case, and I got this at the same local like used media store as one of the other movies. I don't remember which one I said I got at a media. Oh, the Star Wars stuff. I got this for $15 for all 4 movies on Blu-ray. And honestly, probably one of the best purchases I've ever made, because all 4 movies for $15 on Blu-ray, like, that's a steal. Don't pay the $60 to get it new on Amazon. Here's another one. The Super Mario Bros. Movie again, but this time it's unsealed, so I can actually watch the DVD if I wanted to. This was 99 cents at the same used media store. So I was like, 99 cents, that's worth it. I paid like $2 for it new on Amazon. So, and then another one I got there. I got a lot of movies from this used media store. They're great. I have Tower of Terror apparently has a movie, and I own it. I haven't watched it yet, but it exists, and I own it. And I remember seeing this in a Cracker Barrel when I was like 8, and then I saw it at this used media store, and it was like $2, and I'm like, you know what? Sure. Tower of Terror. So I haven't watched it yet. I am going to watch it at some point. Oh, here we go. Holding these just gives me so much nostalgia. Like, I don't think I've actually genuinely picked these up in years. And it is Star Wars The Clone Wars, the complete season 1. Like, this is back when it was still airing on Cartoon Network. And my DVDs are so loose. And these DVDs probably, honestly, won't even play anymore because they're so loose and they get scratched. And the little, like, push things that they're supposed to go in doesn't hold up anymore. So I really need to, like, get some tape or something. Ooh. And tape them in there so they stop falling out. But this gives me so much nostalgia. This was my childhood, was the Clone Wars, honestly. And, like, they used to do this cool, like, let me see if I can do this without the DVDs falling out. Like, they had this art book in here that had all this artwork from season 1. And, like, they did it for, which the next one, if I can put this one down for a second. Like, I'm sorry, this case is so cool. Like, I wish we still did this kind of stuff for shows. And I know they have cool collector's editions and stuff. But then I also have the complete season 2, which they also did that on this case, as you can see. My discs actually stay in this one. You can see all 4 discs, but this one also has... This one you can just pull out, which is nice. It's got... this little, like, booklet that's got all this artwork and stuff from stuff in the season. And, like, it's just such a cool thing that I know Disney doesn't really do it anymore because now they're like, well, why would you do that when you can pay for all of these things individually? But, like, they got Mandalore stuff in here. Like, wow, this is kind of a nostalgia trip for me because, like, man... This is, wow, this is so cool. I used to watch these all the time. This was before The Clone Wars was readily available on Disney Plus or Netflix or any of that. So that's really cool. And continuing down that road, we have the complete season 3, which was when they started just not doing the cool, like, collector's edition stuff, unless there is a booklet in here. I genuinely don't remember. There is... kind of a booklet in here, but I think this is more an episode guide than anything else. Yeah, this is just... And, I mean, hey, look, there's Ahsoka and Chewbacca. I think that's... Yeah, that's Chewbacca. Yeah, this is just an episode guide that tells you what episodes are on what disc. And this is when they started just kind of bundling them together as normal DVDs. Because, well, this was right around when Disney came in. So, but it's just got the discs inside. It's still really cool. They didn't do any of the cool holographic stuff on the back, which was kind of lame. But, you know, it is what it is. And then the last one is the Clone Wars Complete Season 4, which, honestly, I only needed one more to have the original Clone Wars run on DVD. And they're so hard to find now. So I'm probably never going to be able to find it. Season 4 has one of my favorite arcs, though. The Umbara arc, I think, is in here. Yeah. Oh, wait. Oh. This one had a poster in it. That's really cool. I didn't even know that. But yeah, Season 4 has one of my favorite arcs. It's the, the Umbara arc, which was on Disc 2, is low-key... probably my favorite Clone Wars arc out of them all because it's so well put together. But yeah, I have the first 4 seasons of the Clone Wars on DVD, and I'm so glad I do because now Disney Plus can never take that away from me. And that's really the reason why I buy so many movies and stuff, is because I know no streaming service can take that away from me if I have the physical DVD. Like, I may not have a DVD player in the future, because we just are moving towards an all-digital future, but I have the DVD. They can't change anything about this DVD. They can't take anything out. They can't add anything. This is just how it was when I bought it. And I think that's probably one of the greatest things about having all of this physical media. All right, continuing on. We have probably, arguably, my 2 favorite movies of the entire MCU in Guardians of the Galaxy and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, which Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is coming out, and it's going to be on my birthday, and I'm so excited. But yeah, I think these two movies are probably my favorites out of the entire MCU. They're just so... They just have everything. They're so funny and heartwarming, and they have such genuine character moments, and obviously the cast works really well together. Like, it's just... James Gunn did an incredible job with both of these movies, and that's why they're my favorite, and that's why I have them both on Blu-ray. And then probably another one of my all-time favorite MCU movies is Infinity War. I don't have Endgame on Blu-ray, but I do have... does anybody want to steal my digital movie code? It's right there. If you can figure that out, or if you want to zoom in and steal it, go for it. Joke's on you. I've already redeemed it, so you're not getting anything. So, but yeah, Infinity War, another great one. Now, I remember buying this movie. It was $5 at Target. Sonic the Hedgehog, one of the best movies to come out in 2020. I'm not gonna lie. Probably one of the greatest video game movies of all time. Dare I say it? I said it. What can I say? And then following that is I need to stop holding it like that. Sonic the Hedgehog 2, which was my favorite movie of 2022, which is exactly why I have it on Blu-ray. And I think this is probably the greatest video game movie of all time. I mean, the Mario movie hasn't come out yet, so we'll see. But this one, I was so hyped for Sonic 2, and then it just exceeded every single one of my expectations and was so much better than that. So, fantastic movie. If you haven't watched either of the Sonic movies, you really should. They are both very well put together movies, very faithful, and they honor Sonic as a character, and they don't try to do anything super far out there, but they also can stand alone as their own thing. Now, these movies, why do I have these? Because I bought them off a family member for $5. Transformers Dark of the Moon, probably well, I don't know. Can I say this is the worst Transformers movies, or the worst Transformers movie when the Mark Wahlberg movies exist? I mean, again, much like Transformers 2, cool fight scenes, but that's about it. Same for the Age of Extinction. It's Mark Wahlberg instead of Shia LaBeouf and Megan Fox, because Megan Fox was hard to work with. Oh, wait, no, Megan Fox got replaced in Transformers 3, that's right, because she was hard to work with. And, you know, honestly, if I had to be turned into... If I was simply there just because of my attractiveness, because that's what men find attractive, I would walk off the set of Transformers 2. Age of Extinction, again, cool fight scenes. That's the consensus for Transformers movies, is they have cool fight scenes, but they're not great movies. They're all kind of dumb, robots doing robot stuff. So here's a good movie, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. This is up there with some of my favorite animated movies. I didn't think I was going to like this movie as much as I did, but I did. And honestly, really looking forward to the second one. I don't know what I was going to say there, but it's oh, that's cool. Sorry, I didn't realize that. If you leave it in the wrapper, Miles has this thing on, but then if you take it off, like their masks come off, which I think is really cool, because it's like you're unmasking the DVD. So I think that's kind of cheesy. Next up, Last Night in Soho. I enjoyed this movie a lot more than I thought I would. I don't like horror movies or any thriller or anything like that, but this is the one I'll make an exception for. This was just such a well put together movie, and I think it broke my top 10 for 2021. I can't remember. It's been obviously a year since then, but this was definitely up there in 2021, and highly recommend it. It's on HBO Max if you don't want to buy the DVD. I also have A Quiet Place 1 and 2. Haven't watched them yet. Bought it because it was on sale at Target, and I know I want to watch them, but then they got added to HBO Max or something, and I'm like, what is it with them adding movies to streaming services right after I buy them? So I will watch them eventually. One day I will watch them, and I will talk about it on the podcast probably. Oh boy. A movie I watched once and will never watch again. Joker. This movie was good, don't get me wrong, but it's definitely not a movie I would watch over and over again. Absolutely not. It was a good movie, but it was a little too intense for me. So, and it's just not my type of movie, but I can acknowledge that it was good. Another thing, I want to gripe. So it says digital code here, but then underneath it, it says redeem code by 12/31/2020. So when I bought this, I think my code was still valid when I bought it, but I didn't end up watching it until like 2021. But like, why do digital codes expire? They're digital codes. Like, I don't know. That seems kind of dumb. Like, it's a digital code. It shouldn't expire. It should last forever in case I do buy this new. Like, what if I bought Joker new in 2022? Like, no digital code for me? Okay. That's kind of defeats the purpose of buying the movie, but whatever. All right, we're moving into our second to last stack here. This one's a little smaller than the last one that I've saved for last because it has, like, most of my favorite movies in there. But we do have Back to the Future 1, 2, and 3. Look at that holographic sleeve. Oh, man, so good. And then if you slide it out, obviously this isn't as cool. I had a Jurassic Park set that was like this, where it was all the movies were in like this, and then they kind of like folded together. I don't know what happened to the Jurassic Park set. I just know the Back to the Future one is still intact. And maybe we'll revisit Back to the Future soon because we're getting past the years where they were traveling into the future, which is kind of scary and foreboding depending on how you look at it. Back to the Future 1 is obviously a classic. Back to the Future 2, they went to 2015, which was like a big deal because we were supposed to have flying cars and stuff, but then we didn't. So who's to say? Now, here looks like another blockbuster movie that is, oh, so incredibly dusty, which honestly doesn't surprise me in the slightest, and it is Iron Man 1. Another, like, great MCU movie. This is obviously the one that kicked everything off with Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark, which is such an iconic role. A thrill a minute blockbuster. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Is this a blockbuster? Oh my gosh, it is! It's another blockbuster right there. Bam. I don't think we bought this one at Blockbuster, but it's from there, so I do still have a remnant of Blockbuster. And then we have Iron Man 2 on DVD. This is my DVD stack. No Blu-rays this time. Because DVDs was all I could afford when these movies were coming out. But yeah, Iron Man 2, not as good as the first one, but it's also not terrible. So, and then, oh, why do I own this movie? Ugh. Thor: The Dark World. Probably, I don't know, can we argue this is the worst Marvel movie? MCU movie? I don't know. No Way Home exists, so maybe I can't. Anyway, moving on. Marvel's The Avengers. The first Avengers movie. So iconically iconic because it was the first time all of these people were on screen together, and I remember seeing this in the theater, and then I got it on DVD, and I couldn't stop watching it because Iron Man was my favorite, and still is. And speaking of Iron Man as my favorite, Captain America Civil War. I was Team Iron Man all the way. I mean, I was Team Iron Man because he was cool, but, like, from a moral perspective, I was Team Captain America. Like, Captain America was definitely in the right, but Iron Man had the cooler team, so I don't know. And then I have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 on DVD because I got this for Christmas the year it came out. And I bought Guardians 1 on Blu-ray last year, so I wanted to get Guardians 2 on Blu-ray and have them both on Blu-ray, but I do have the DVD version as well. Now, this is going to be a little interesting because, as I mentioned earlier in the video, I have all of the Star Wars movies on Blu-ray, but I also have all the Star Wars movies on DVD in these super old, like, gold, like, before Disney bought Star Wars packaging. Or not, like cases. I don't know why I said packaging. But I have Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith. And then in this, like, super weird format, in the thickness of one DVD case, I have A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. But these were weird because, like, and honestly, I kind of appreciate this, is there were two discs in here. One of them was the, like, widescreen reformat, and then the original version of the movie was on the second disc. So you could watch it in the new widescreen, or you could watch it in the original aspect ratio in like the original theatrical version, and I think that is really cool. Which, I mean, not that it matters much now because our aspect ratios and everything are kind of like standardized, and they're not really like, we're not changing from 16:9, but that wasn't necessarily the format when this movie came out in 1977. So, and they did that for all three of the original trilogy, and I think that's really cool. I remember watching both and looking at the differences, and it was a little insane on how much they changed for the new versions. All right, we are down to our last stack, and these are all Blu-rays, every single one of them. And these are some of my favorite movies of all time, which is why I have them on Blu-ray. The first one is Tangled. I would argue this is one of the best Disney movies of all time, and it is probably the best Disney princess movie. Tangled is good. Rapunzel and Eugene are the best Disney couple, and you know what? I'll say it. I'll die on that hill. I'm not afraid to die on that hill. If you want to disagree, fight me in the comments. You can't do any better than Rapunzel and Eugene. I'm sorry. Yes. The infamous movie that has followed the podcast to this very day, Cars 2. This movie is not as bad as everyone says it is. It is honestly, and if you watched or listened to, because it's not on YouTube, our re-ranking the Pixar movies last year, we said that Cars 2 is the best movie in the Cars trilogy, which I would argue is true simply because it does something different and does something new. But you can go listen to that episode and see what we actually said about that. So, but yeah, Cars 2. I got this this was the only copy of Cars 2 they had that wasn't like scratched beyond all belief. And it was the Blu-ray 3D, Blu-ray DVD digital copy. Am I ever gonna watch Blu-ray 3D? Maybe. Not planning on it though. So, and then I have Toy Story. Toy Story is not only super nostalgic for me, but it's also my favorite Pixar trilogy. I don't have Toy Story 4 because that movie was bad, and I don't like it. So I didn't buy it. There's only 3 Toy Story movies, actually. It's Toy Story 1, 2, and 3. They're classic. I'm going to get them on Blu-ray. So I have Toy Story 1, Toy Story 2, and then I have Toy Story 3. They didn't have the matching case. So, like, my Toy Story movies don't have the matching case, and it really bothers me. But, you know, it is what it is. I think this is my number 4. Hold on, let me pull up my Letterboxd list. I think. I don't want to get it wrong. I should know if I love this movie as much as I say I do. I should know where it's at. Is it on my top? No, it got taken out in favor of Tangled. But still, probably my number 5 favorite movie of all time. The Lego Movie. It is such a good movie, and I rewatch it at least once a year because it is just such a great movie. They turned what everyone thought would be a 90-minute advertisement for toys into one of, dare I say, the greatest animated movies of the century. So I will die on that hill. Same for the second movie. The Lego Movie 2, I think, is one scenario where the sequel is as good, if not better, than the first movie. Because they did everything that you liked in the first movie, but better. And I can also relate to this movie a little bit more because I could relate to like the brother and sister and the stuff they were going through. So, and it was also a musical, so that's cool. Like, it's got some banger music, so I'll take that. The Lego Movie 2, those 2 movies were great. And then there's the Lego Ninjago movie, which I really wanted to be good because I love Ninjago to death. Like, it is my favorite Lego like IP. And then this movie was okay. I mean, I want to watch it again. It's been so long since I've watched it, and I kind of want to watch it and do a video about it. But it was like just such a different movie. Like, it was wildly different than the show, and it wasn't great. But a Lego Movie spinoff that was really good, the Lego Batman movie. And I know they talked about doing a Lego Batman movie 2, and then they never did, I don't think. But this is a hilarious movie, and I would say this is the best Batman movie. And it's just, this is great. A phenomenal movie. Now onto a movie I have only seen once is Castle in the Sky. This is the only Studio Ghibli movie I own. I'm pretty sure, are the rest of these anime movies? Oh my gosh, the rest of these are anime movies. Here we go. For everyone who thought I didn't have any anime movies, no, we're there. So yeah, Castle in the Sky. It's a really good Studio Ghibli movie. It's not my favorite. Princess Mononoke is my favorite. And I've only watched this movie once, but I, for some reason, thought it was worth buying, which it definitely is, but I don't remember what that reason was. So I do need to go and watch it again. Now, the first anime movie I ever saw in theaters, which was the first time I summoned the courage to go to a movie theater filled with fellow anime fans, Dragon Ball Super Broly. It's a Dragon Ball movie. What do you expect? It was good because the guys did fighting and the animation was really good and people did punchy stuff and their hair turned blue, as you can see on the DVD cover. And yeah, that's about all I have to say about that movie. The second time I mustered up the courage to go to an anime-filled theater was for My Hero Academia 2 Heroes. This is a good My Hero movie. It is definitely one of the better ones. And I remember waiting for this to come from Amazon. And this was probably the best release they've done because they gave you digital copies, which they don't do anymore because of like the merging of Funimation and Crunchyroll and all that. And they still haven't figured out a solidified way to do anime movies on digital and Blu-ray. But this movie was good. And I'm really glad I have it on DVD because anime movies are so hard to find. And then, of course, we have My Hero Academia Heroes Rising, which is the second My Hero movie. This is the best one. If you want to know which My Hero movie to watch, this one. And the nice thing about the My Hero movies is you don't have to have seen any of the other ones to watch this one. You should probably have watched the anime, but you don't have to have seen, like, movie 1 or movie 3 to watch this one. And you don't have to see movies 1 and 2 to see movie 3. So the movies all kind of exist independently, and I think that's great. This is the best movie. The ending fight, probably the best fight in all of MHA, although I don't know if that's fair because it's not canon, but well, it is, but not really. And then My Hero Academia World Heroes Mission, I'm pretty sure this is my most recent addition to the anime Blu-ray collection. This movie was really good. The final fight here was good too. I'm really upset I didn't get a digital copy, like they're not doing the digital copies anymore with this. So, yeah, but still, really cool, really good movie. I'm going to save that one for last, which, once you see it, you'll know. Your Name. This movie is so good. I mean, look at all those awards. You see all those awards at the top? Like, that should tell you, that should be a good indicator at first that it's a really good movie. It's just so good. I didn't like it a lot on the first watch, but then I watched it again, and it was really good. I enjoyed it a lot more the second time around. And I'm actually going to rewatch it again shortly to get ready for Suzume coming out in April. So, and then another, I would say this one is underrated. And it's Belle, which came out in the US in 2022, but it came out in 2021, I'm pretty sure, like in Japan and other parts of the world. This is a really good movie because it's a really good retelling of Beauty and the Beast. And it takes most of the romance out of it, which you would think, oh, well, that's what makes Beauty and the Beast, is the romance side of it. But I would argue this does it better because it tells a much more compelling story. And it's a very, like, it's a musical-based movie because the main character is a singer. And the singing sounds great in English and Japanese. Like, I have both versions in my anime playlist because they're both so good. Kylie McNeil did a fantastic job doing the dub work for this movie, and it sounds so similar, like, just in terms of, like, vocal tone to the Japanese. Like, fantastic movie, and you should watch it. I'm 99% sure it's on HBO Max, which, good on HBO Max for putting more anime movies on there because it makes it easier for people to watch them without having to buy the DVD. But I did buy the DVD, and I'm kind of mad because I bought the DVD and then 2 weeks later they put the Steelbook out at Target, and I could have gotten the Steelbook for the same price as I got the DVD, but it's fine. And then, of course, my favorite movie of 2021, Demon Slayer, the Mugen Train arc as a movie. I saw this movie 4 times in the theater. It's the only time I've ever seen a movie that many times in the theater because it was just so good. The theater experience for this movie, unparalleled. I don't think I've ever had a theater experience much like seeing this in theaters. It was so freaking amazing, and I love this movie so much. This is the best way to watch the arc. If you can, watch the movie. Don't watch when they broke it up and put it into episodes for season 2. Watch the movie. It's the best way to watch it. Now, second to last movie is Pompo the Cinephile. This one is an anime movie about film. So if you're a film nerd or you're a film major like I am, this movie is for you. It really deep dives into the process of making a movie, the writing, producing, pre-production, editing, like timeline, or not timelines, deadlines and stuff like that. And this is the best way for me to describe it is a film movie by film people for film people. And honestly, it's genuinely a great movie. I think you can rent it on Amazon or you can just get the DVD. If you love film or you are at all passionate about film, this is the movie for you. This is definitely a worthwhile buy. I do not regret spending a single penny on this movie because it's so good. Now, you might be thinking, second to last movie, what's the last one? I feel like there's one big movie missing from your list, and you would be right. If you want to guess what the last movie is, you have about 5 seconds to guess what it is, but it is Weathering with You, which is my number 1 favorite movie of all time. I could watch this movie on repeat for the rest of my life. Those questions that are like, if you could watch one movie for the rest of your life, what would it be? Weathering with You. I'm going to do an entire video dedicated to Weathering with You in the future because it's part of my Makoto Shinkai rewatch before Suzume comes out. But I love this movie so much. I did not think I was going to love it as much as I did, but I did. I bought it full price digitally on the Microsoft store because that was the first place it came out. And then I bought the DVD, and in the future, I'm definitely going to buy the 4K Steelbook when I can get my hands on enough money to buy it. So maybe if I redo this collection next year, we'll see the 4K Steelbook of Weathering with You. That is the hope. But I love this movie so much. It is the first movie I watch every single year, because that's just a tradition. I always watch it in January to start my movie year off with Weathering with You. And yeah, it's a phenomenal movie. It's on HBO Max if you have not watched it. It is my favorite Makoto Shinkai film. I'm not going to say it's his best one because it does have its fair share of flaws and things that I wish were better, but I still love it so much. So yeah, with Weathering with You, that is my entire DVD, movie, Blu-ray collection as of 2023. Maybe I'll redo this next year and I'll have more movies. That would be a little crazy if I did, but that is all of them. So if you enjoyed this video and you stuck all the way to the end of what I can only presume will be a 45-minute plus video, thank you for watching all the way through. It means a lot that you sat here and watched me talk about all these different movies and stuff. And if you like what we do here, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You can check out the podcast with links in the description. We talk about movies all the time. Like, we have done episodes on some of these movies. We've talked about at least all of these movies not once per episode, but like in the span of our episodes, we've talked about 90% of these movies at least once. And we have a lot more coming. And we continue to talk about movies, new movies, old movies, all that. So again, thank you for watching, and if you want to watch another video, there's one right here. It's a really cool video. I don't know what video it is because YouTube picked it out, but it's good. So if you're still watching this one, go watch this video because this video is over.